invited up to speak. A couple people invited up to co-host. Get some tunes going. You might not be able to hear this, but I'll play through spaces. If I can get the right button here. I got a screen share. And let's see, what window do I want here? Oh, that's not going to show up for us today, is it? Well, we'll just be able to have to listen to it, I guess. Novoverse theme song.
69. 23. 69. We are in the Novoverse. Novoverse. We are in the Novoverse. Novoverse. We in the Novoverse. In the Novoverse. We in the Novoverse. In the Novoverse. It's lit in the Novoverse. In the Novoverse. NFTs in the Novoverse. The Novoverse. We are in the Novoverse. Novoverse. We are in the Novoverse. Novoverse.
Welcome, my aliens, apes, and zombies. We are here on this lovely Saturday morning. It is December 17th. We got people from all over the place, globally, all over the U.S., all that good stuff. I want to invite back co-host who has been helping me out these last couple streams. We got Avery Piper in the house. AP, how are we doing on this Saturday morning?
Doing good, man. Excited to be on the show, and just life is good. It's a nice GM.
We got a great GM with a new AR filter from avatars.xyz. Law of the Saw. I love the AR filter you have sporting here. I know what NFT project it is, but I want you to talk about it a little bit because I've been down with the Wicked Cranium since day one. But why don't you tell our friends and family at home what you're rocking there?
Yo, thanks, Crypto Novo. I'm rocking my personal Wicked Craniums.
That's so sweet. I love it how you're doing it. Got the movement of the eyes, you got the mouth movement, you got the eye, and you got the nail in the head, which is actually one of the attribute classes that is one that I actually seeked because those are a little bit harder to find here within the Wicked Cranium realm here. And just having just extra add-ons within these NFT projects and the add-ons that you're adding, the utility that you use here.
Absolutely.
And talk a little bit about what you're trying to add the utility behind your Wicked Cranium and what you're trying to do is just like me, Crypto Novo here, trying to make a name for himself as my Wicked, as my PFP here. How is that working into the picture of your realm?
So you might remember the last time that the Wicked Craniums were on your show, Crypto, we talked a lot about art. And the art is something we could go on and on about, especially, finding traits that maybe don't have the pin in the head or, different eyes and tattoos and colors. But right now, I think the name of the game for the NFT industry has been focusing a lot on utility. And utility has been something that we've been focusing on since day one. As you know, we didn't, go after a lot of the hot things at the time like DAOs and games. We knew right away music and alternative culture was going to be our market, right? So I'm going to share my screen really quickly here.
Beautiful. I love it. So the added utility, that's what I'm trying to do. Right now I have I'm a degen up here for added utility, QR code right on the chest there. But right now the added utility of here we go. You got your screen shared where you're up in line.
You guys see it?
Yep.
Awesome. So I want to start off by showing this is my personal Wicked Cranium that I bought June last year. I identified with it because I live in the Southwest. I love cowboys. I have tattoos. This guy is me, all me. This is one of my favorite ones I have in the top 200. It's ranked in the top 200 collection. Golden, laser eye, Bane mask. It's just so hard. But we're talking about utility today. So a few months ago, the Wicked Craniums partnered with 5B Artists and Media. And if you're not familiar with 5B Artists and Media, you definitely should be, because they're managing bands like Flogging Molly, Lamb of God, Slipknot, Megadeth, just an extraordinary amount of amazing bands, right? And that's given us this awesome utility to for our community to go out and see some of these shows. This month is all about Knotfest, and if you're not familiar with Knotfest, it's this traveling road show that this team puts together as Slipknot goes, and it's such a great traveling road show. It's in South America right now. So right now, if you are a Wicked Cranium holder that's holding a cranium and a stallion, you get to go see one of these shows, right? And you
Man,
just head on over.
I'm a big concert goer, and that's kind of why I got into just like collecting and almost a little bit into the NFT space, is that added utility. People ask me like, "Oh, what have you been buying? What have you X, Y, and Z?" And I've been telling them for myself is Spotty Wi-Fi has oh, sorry, echo there. Spotty Wi-Fi has added some awesome utility to what he has in this NFT space, and it is access, and it's access to events. For me, the first concert I ever went to was actually a Nine Inch Nails concert, and that was followed by Rage Against the Machine. So I had the heavy rock metal, in my bones. And I did see the awesome lineup of artists that they were bringing in. I mean, these are like top tier bands that they're bringing in, added utility to an NFT project, which was just names that I'm familiar with, and I haven't probably bought a record in a long time. Shows how dated I am. But back when you'd buy the CDs and that CD was playing until the batteries ran out on your Discman. But that's what it was back then. And now you're seeing a resurgence of some of these artists from the 90s, definitely from the 2000s, and new age artists hopping in, giving utility to owners that own, maybe an NFT, which is kind of the placeholder for a ticket, or maybe it's the receipt for a ticket as well.
1,000%. And I think a lot of where this NFT technology is going is in the ticketing, right? And be seeing a lot of ticketing and a lot of exciting stuff like that coming in 2023 for sure.
Now we also have where are you at? Varying Viewpoint. Where are you at? I gotta pull up. Welcome to the show. We don't have a filter on, but we got you, and you have one of the most rarest Wicked Craniums right there. You've been able to one, I want to do a sound check, making sure you can hear us, but two, why don't you tell us a little bit about your entry into the Wicked Cranium ecosystem?
Buddy.
Welcome.
Hello. How's it going, my neighbor to the north?
Good, very good. I was in crypto 2021 of NFTs, and
I got you really choppy. I'm losing. Is anyone else losing his mic a little bit? I'm losing your mic at the beginning and the end of your sentences. You can try logging out, logging back in, or maybe check microphone settings. Sometimes if you have wireless earbuds, sometimes, but give it a try. Loop back in whenever you feel free to talking. We could see when your talking bubble comes up, but maybe Law of the Saw can talk about the iconic look that he has right there. Oh, there we go. Give it a chat. Go ahead.
morning. Can everybody?
You're choppy in and out. How about this? How you can hop in on Spaces right now, and we can maybe hear you loud and clear on Spaces audio. So you can go over on Spaces on Twitch. If you're on watching Spaces, on Twitter. If you're listening to us on Twitter right now, if you look at the pinned tweet above, it'll actually show you a live video of what we're actually looking at as far as these AR filters are concerned. And we're actually looking at the screen sharing right here. Let's talk about the Wicked Stallion right here. You want to talk about the Wicked Stallion there, Law of the Saw?
Absolutely.
We have a little matrix effect going on. There we go. Or you can talk. There we go. We're perfect right there.
So the Wicked Stallion is the companion to the cranium. And this was all coming out around the time of, last year when the PFP craze was going on and companion drops were a thing. And so we have our companion, which is the Wicked Stallion. And the key to getting access to the the utility of seeing these live shows and events is you got to have a pair. You got to have a cranium, and you got to have your companion stallion to get you in.
So yeah, I mean, your companion stallion, that makes perfect sense where you actually need that to get to the venue to get in. It's the added utility that, you know, they established in the ecosystem. Is that the one that you own right there?
I own an emerald one, but not this. This is one of my favorites.
Yeah, those emerald ones are one of the attribute classes that are, as I call, the alien, ape, and zombie within the realm. And alien, apes, and zombie are the three rarest attribute classes within CryptoPunks. That's why I always say, welcome all my aliens, apes, and zombies. I want to include everyone. I don't care your gender, male, female. If you're an alien, ape, or zombie, as long as you're here being a positive member within this space, that's what it's about. And you know, part of that is the educational process. And I want to pull in my co-host Avery Piper here because some of these things I've seen. I've been very fortunate enough to be a part of the Wicked Cranium community. Very fortunate enough to have people within the community help me out and make sure that I'm being an active member. As you can see here, this one was actually transferred to me by Boobies, and Boobies actually transferred this one to me because I minted Wicked Craniums, and then when they started peaking, I sold them. My profit took, and that was all part of it. And some of the members within the ecosystem felt it was valuable to have other members in it, and that's part of the community. And Boobies actually wanted this in my wallet, and we've been able to help out with getting filters back and forth, pass ideas around, and he just wanted this wicked cranium within my ecosystem. But you know, Avery Piper, any questions for, you know, just how we're seeing utility being added here in the sense of, heck, you're going to be able to get into like a Slipknot show. You'll be able to see Megadeth. You'll be able to have that added utility globally, not just here in the States.
Totally. No, I think one of the things that I'm most interested in, and especially like when I was able to look at Law's page, because I'd never met him, but it seems awesome. It was cool to see that kind of like, especially on your page and generally like, I guess the brands that you're working with, it's very, it's not niche, but it's all like the same types of category. And I feel like that's something that we're kind of beginning to ease more into. Like a lot of these early PFP projects were very open. And I think, you know, like they had some kind of ideal group that was joining as a community. But to me, what interests me most is kind of like the development of these communities as like, you know, like I see you have like Liquid Death on your, which is like funny because like me and Novo come from like, you know, a Vayner universe, and like Liquid Death, the founder of that is like from the Vayner universe as well. But I see like generally you have like kind of like this undead theme. And I think it's really cool that you can tie the utility of these kind of like, you know, these famous like, I don't know, what do you call it? Death metal? Like I'm not super into them, but Lamb of God, I remember like listening to them a little bit in like middle school and high school and shit. My friends putting me on, and it was very, very cool. But anyways, just wanted to make that comment about like kind of how the niche is kind of coming back into the space, and people who are more like specific on a certain genre or generally like a topic can like join a community and feel a little bit more like they can stay there and grow their interests together. Because I think early on it was very much about like a money grab, but now it's about like who do you actually care about and what types of things do you want to listen to and be around. So I'm not sure, Law, if you feel that way, but I definitely feel like you're curated, like your page is very curated. So yeah,
you nailed it. And you know, it's all about, we call it alternative culture, right? So one thing you'll kind of notice is we've kind of moved away from calling ourselves an NFT project months ago, and we are now what we consider a music tech company, and we're creating technology that's going to be like the social replacement that has blockchain technology incorporated into it for ticketing and for even just being social. You know, we asked our community and other communities that I'm a part of, what's the number one thing that you don't like about Discord, that you don't like about Twitter, that you don't like about Reddit? And we've kind of been working, so a little bit of alpha for all of you guys tonight is we've been working really hard the last few months as the Wicked Cranium team to compile what's going to be the new Cradle 2.0. And I can share my screen a little bit here tonight as well.
For sure, 100%.
So the Cradle is going to be what is going to be that social app that we're kind of talking about. We're going to have a map featured on this app where you can pinpoint the location of, if you choose to, where you are in the world, to get more craniums to come to the show. Maybe you're going to find more people that's interested in, the stuff that you're doing to go there. It's going to be the social mecca hub of Wicked Craniums.
Can you,
And
you're not sharing
also-
your screen right now. I'm not sure if you're trying to, but yeah, click that button again for screen share and I can pull that up.
There we go.
Beautiful. Yeah, there we go. There's the Cradle right there. And all this is in Wicked Cranium. It's the roadmap. And they have had this roadmap established for months now. And have followed through. They've been consistent on following through. And going back to like your last point, AP, is like you're seeing these niches like fall in. It's very similar to like car clubs. There's not just like one car clubs. There's muscle cars. There's electric cars. There's drifting. There's quarter mile, and it goes on and on. So like we're seeing it right here with what these are establishing, and they're creating these definitely communities where people are going to go, and then they're going to be able to go to these concerts, maybe have better seats, maybe. But the thing of it is you're building that community, that consistency of why you're going back there. Like when I'm going back to NFT NYC to see my crew there, and then all the people in New York, it's like the same thing. Like that's your crew. That's the people you roll with. You go to the same concerts with those people. You go to those same events with those people. And it's a way of staying connected and being connected with like-minded individuals that all have a commonality within that. Varying viewpoint. I want to see if your mic's working right now. I see you can actually check your internet, and you're 10 out of 10 on your internet connection right now. So let's see if that mic's working.
Good morning. Can everyone hear me okay?
Oh,
Perfect.
loud and clear up in Canada. I don't know if I want to dox you, but I know you're the neighbor to the north because I have talked to you prior. What are your thoughts on all this Wicked Cranium stuff? Because you have been a member pretty much since day one. You got the emerald skeleton skin right there. What are you thinking, my king, my queen?
Well, I heard of NFTs for the first time in early 21 last year. And when I heard about Bored Apes and wanted to get into that, it was just priced out once I figured out that I wanted to get into this space. And then I just started researching on YouTube and figuring out what project I wanted to get into. And I actually found your video interviewing the guy that bought this particular Wicked Cranium for 19 ETH. And I listened to that and watched it and learned about the attributes and the differences. And I just kind of fell in love with the Wicked Craniums. And I thought that this one was just gold. I just loved it. It just really spoke to me as far as a PFP and what the project was about. And then I just started researching Wicked Craniums as a whole. Like I went through the entire 10,000, figuring out what I liked, what attributes I spoke to me and what I wanted to go after. And I had planned to, for about a month, I had planned to do not a sweep, but to pick out the best, or I thought were the best looking Wicked Craniums to purchase. And I had made the decision in, I think it was early August, that I wanted to buy at least a dozen of them. And it wasn't at the floor. It was basically, I was looking for value, what I thought were undervalued craniums as far as attributes go, and how clean they were and what I liked. And I was just buying it for the art. I didn't care about utility. I didn't care about any of that other stuff. It was just what I really, really liked in the look of the craniums themselves. And then I was watching mid-August, I was watching the volume on it. I noticed it was starting to pick up slowly, and it looked like it was going to go in for another run. So I had decided just before a couple of days before it started to really go, to get my cash in ready and start picking them up. And then I just went on a big purchase run of about 20 of them. And
Woo!
yeah, I just really went for the ones that I really wanted and looked for what I consider value based on the attributes of what I got. So at that time, the Emerald, the King that I have now, I mean, it was priced at 100 ETH, and I knew I was never going to get that one, or at least I thought. And then after I did the big purchase in August, I just sat on them. I just sat on them and watched them and checked them every week and watched them. And it was just a kind of like a pump that lasted for 3 or 4 days. And then it just subsided. And then I just kind of left it there and found another project that I went into at the time. And once that project panned out for me in early this year, I just check back with Wicked Craniums once in a while, and I think I can't remember which month it was. I think it was February-ish, somewhere around there. And I went into Wicked Craniums and go, oh, what's going on? There's like a pump going on here. I'm like, what's going on? And so I looked into it. I'm like, oh, there's like lots of action. So I thought, okay, well, go do a look and see what the top craniums are going for. And lo and behold, I did the filter of high to low, and I saw the Emerald there sitting at 10 ETH. I'm like, holy crap. And I thought that was cheap for what it was. And I was watching and analyzing the volume on the Wicked Craniums, and I was like, something's going on. I don't know what's going on. I went into Discord, and people were talking about news and whatever, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And I slept on it for the night, and I thought, I don't know. I could not let that go. I thought that the Emerald King for 10 ETH was just ridiculous, and I never imagined that I was going to be able to purchase it. And so I just made the decision to buy it, just based on the fact that I fell in love with it when I watched you interview the guy that had bought it for 19 ETH last summer or the summer before.
Yeah.
And so I just bought it out of love for what Wicked Craniums is, and that particular one just really spoke to me. And I just remembered the interview you had with the guy that bought it, and talking about the attributes and everything. And yeah, I don't even know if I'll ever sell it, because I don't think anybody will ever pay the price that I would want to let that go for, because I don't really want to let it go.
Well, I mean, you're looking at it right here, and it takes you over. I mean, your PFP takes you over. It shows who you want to be. It drives the narrative of what you want to accomplish, and it tells a story. And that's a huge part of it, is where you have been in that storytelling process. And there's lots of stories to be told. I want to bring in Miguel here so he can be part of this conversation as well, because it is about the storytelling process, and it doesn't really have to always be about Wicked Craniums. This is actually a punk talking to punk here, where you have been able to use, very similar to what Wicked Craniums here is, use an NFT to help support love of creating. And you're creating a movie and movie process as far as how you can fund a movie, how you can go about creating a movie, et cetera, et cetera. So from one punk to another punk, but welcome back on the show, and take it over. Want to tell us all a little bit about yourself.
Thank you. Hi, thanks for having me. And great to be amongst punks, and also a fan of the craniums. I think I sold the ones I had, but I had a few for a while there since the mint, and they were really fun. So shout out to them. Yeah, so I'm a filmmaker from Barcelona, and I made the first movie in Europe ever to be entirely funded by NFTs. It's called Calladita. And wait, I'm gonna share my screen here so you can see.
Beautiful.
There we go. So yeah, this is the project. It's a movie that started as a short film that I made in 2019 that was successful in the festival circuit. And then I was working on for a couple of years on trying to make the feature version of this movie, but I couldn't get it funded with the traditional methods because they suck. And so I have been in the NFT space for a while, and I decided, hey, maybe there's a way we can innovate in the space and create a crowdfunding strategy through NFTs. And we minted a collection of NFTs that were frames and videos of the short film, with all the proceeds going straight into the budget of the movie. And we said the roadmap is the movie. You buy our and we go and make an awesome movie that you can be proud of. And then we added some utilities. There's different tiers of these, and they come with different levels of utility. Like, for example, the tier 1, which is the only one still available. It's the cheapest one. People get, for example, their DNS in the credits of the film, or they get to watch the movie for anyone else. But then the higher tiers, for example, they get credited as associate producers in the movie, or they get invited on set to watch the process, or they can get their NFT, their avatar in the credits of the movie, which is also really cool. And then everyone also gets to participate in the upcoming Calladita DAO, which is the way that we found to share the success of the movie with the holders. Because as you know, we can't really share the revenue of the movie with them because that would make the NFT security, so that would be a legal issue. But the way that we found around that is that 50% of the revenue of the movie will get put into a DAO treasury that will be governed by all of the holders of the movie. And we are now in post-production of the movie. We've been minting since March, but we raised around 700K. So we were able to shoot the movie in September in Spain.
Congrats! That's awesome. Yeah, that is sweet. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear stuff like that. That's dope.
Yeah, and so it was, the dream came true. It is actually the first movie in Europe ever funded by NFTs, and the second one worldwide. I mean, the first one to shoot, to be honest, because we were on some in September already filming these. And then also the great thing is that we've had a huge support from the CryptoPunk community, which has been amazing. This is very updated. This is from a few months ago, but right now it's at 218 CryptoPunks that have minted these. So it's a huge support from the community, and it shows how these NFTs together to means come true, right? And from the space, like or Zeneca, amongst our holders that believe in the project, of it. And then the announced recently that animated logo that's going to be on the credits of the movie, showing the like all of the CryptoPunks that minted the project. So it's kind of like I don't think it's gonna play if it's my connection kind of try.
As soon as he says that,
it's gonna lag.
As soon as he said that, it was funny. He started lagging as soon as he said that, but the show community and wealth in there, like, look at this right now. You're talking about it, and you're in the metaverse. It's in the Novoverse. You're talking about the movie, the backing of the CryptoPunks, and even on your website, you saw the scroll at the top. It's like G Money, Dan Sickle, Snowfro, Alan Henna, Jacob, Josh Ong. I mean, it was a wide range, not even CryptoPunk owners, Bored Ape owners, people giving you love. And that's what it is. It's about systematic change. Very similar to Law of the Saw and Double V talking about how we're doing it in the music industry. And it's and they're a Web3 music entertainment hub. You were able to do it yourself internationally, first time ever being done. And the hardest thing for people to do nowadays is get into the system, whatever that system is. I'm putting my air quotes up here. And you're able to forge your own way with your community here again, and able to help them be part of the process. I mean, wouldn't it be cool to be able to see something for the first time, have part ownership in it, maybe have your name attached to it? And what I really loved what you put in there is you did your due diligence. And it's not like, hey, you guys get half of all this. There is regulations behind it. You can't just be sending out checks to people who help behind it. So you did your due diligence. You let people know that, you know, there are regulations behind it so that people know what they are getting into. And a lot of times what you do with what you see in the film industry is the popular filmmakers, they do it over and over and over and over again because they have a successful product that entertain people. That's the point of it. And if you find a new, cool way of doing that and bringing your friends along for the ride, I believe in a snowball effect is going to occur out of this.
Yeah, definitely. Me too. I think now that the film is done, we can only go up from here, you know, because, you know, the collection was already very exciting for people when there was no film existing. But now the movie is almost done, and we're going to start premiering it in festivals and it's showing it in cinemas, and it's gonna be a big hit, I'm sure.
So what is the next stage in the next fast forward? Are we going to get in? Are you just going to enter them into the next rounds of film festivals here? Is this something that we're going to be able to premiere? What's the next steps?
So yeah, like, well, right now it's a bit strange because the film has like kind of two parallel lives, one as an actual film and the other as an NFT project. So in the NFT project side of things, we are gonna close the minting in the next few weeks. At some point, we will announce that we have only like 10 more days to mint, and then we close it because we want to reward our holders that believed in the project from the start by closing the mint and allowing the secondary market to already take off. And then in the film side, yeah, we are finishing the movie right now. It will be done around March of 2023. And then we will be entering into some of the top festivals internationally and hoping to get selected in one of those. And then, then the film starts its distribution live, and we'll get, we'll see what happens. It's kind of out of our hands a bit, but we believe in this movie a lot, and we think it's gonna be great. And then also, of course, as soon as we can, because we've already done the big international premiere at the top festival, we will also kind of be premiering the film at different NFT events where our supporters can get to watch it and get together, because we have a community of around 500 holders who I'm sure are going to be super excited to watch the film. And that's also utility, right, to get to private events where they can watch the film. And actually, we already did one of those, which was amazing in LA a couple of months ago. The movie was barely like put together as a first edit. We had just finished shooting 3 weeks before, but we did a pre-premiere for the holders in LA, which was amazing. And they were very excited to have this kind of utility, because you rarely get to see a film right off the oven, right? Like when it's not even properly edited yet. But it was a great experience, and we got great feedback from the holders, which was both ways, you know.
Here's yourself in London. I was able to link up, and AP Small World right there. Look who's on stage with him, Ben Klein, and he produced his own documentary. I shouldn't say documentary, very similar documentary to like a Blair Witch style. Here's my similarities in all this, and I'll tip the hat out to the person who created these AR filters that you're looking at. And I guess that's a perfect time to show these AR filters, though I don't have the proper website pulled up. But these AR filters that we are looking at right now, and I don't even have the new one up here. I'm failing miserably this Saturday morning of getting the proper filters up there. There we go. These Avatar XYZ filters was an idea of my best friend since third grade. We've always went to all the concerts together. Crypto Novo 311 is 311 because it's a band that we've seen 30 plus times, and we've kind of went around seeing the band 311, me and my best friend. Back to the point of the story, my best friend and I entered the 48-hour film festival, and it's a United States film contest based in a lot of the major cities. And you have 48 hours to complete a film, and that film has a bunch of prompts in it. An actor, an actress's name, a prompt that you have to use, a line that you have to use, some type of dialect that you have to use to make sure that's an organic growth movie. And you have to make that movie in 48 straight hours. Our second year creating the movie, we won it. We won it all. We won like best use of song, best use of prop, best right on down the line. Like Beskar produced something really wicked. I was the villain in it. I was a horrible villain. Anytime that we had like a scuffle, I was like doing sound effects. So like I'd get punched and I'd be like, whoosh, whoosh, like it was Batman. So like, I was absolutely horrible at it, but it did kind of format like what we're doing today, where we can get into this space and kind of dink around and not really like worry too much about what people think about us, because we're all creating. And there are things that we did horrible, and there are things that we did awesome, and there are things that were funny, and there's things that just didn't work out. But like now I'm streaming in metaverses. Now I'm talking with other avatars of their PFP projects. Heck, I'm talking with someone who self-funded their project through blockchain technology. And just a year ago, he's like, hey, I think I'm going to make a movie and just mint a bunch of passes that people can help fund the movie because it's an awesome idea. And we don't want to go to a movie house to do it. And I'm like, that's brilliant. And then now we are a year later, and that exact thing is happening, exactly what you set out to do. Going back to the Wicked Cranians, that roadmap that they put up there to get people into what they wanted. What did Wicked Cranians want to start off doing? They didn't know in the beginning, but the community members said, hey, let's go this music route. Let's get into this Web3 music identity. And same thing with like AP and like the use of Web3 digital apparel, and your knowledge in the 4 and 2 and the shoe and sneaker space has opened up avenues now where you're able to communicate in Web3 wavelengths to see what else is out there. Artifact shoes, assimilation with the shoes that have already been self-lacing that came out, maybe 5-10 years back, and how things are cyclical in all this sense. So with that, like, it's a new wave. That's why it's 0.3 and not 0.2, where we're able to see foundational pieces of marketers in the music space, marketers in the entertainment and movie and film space, and marketers within apparel and shoe space. It's just all culminating. And for me, the community that I get behind it is just getting this seen for other people, and other people can see in there. Very similar to, DJ Jeff Gold, who was on last Wednesday. Thank you for listening again. God Saves the Goat, CryptoPunk there. It looks like with different color eyes, but welcome to listening. And it would open up things like I Am Six, who I was able to use his theme song, the Novoverse, to open up today's Novoverse. And that same song was minted, and people are able to buy it and put some money in his pocket for making creative rights, which is totally cool and totally awesome. And that's why these avatars are important to me. It's not about selling your Emerald Wicked Cranium King for $1 million. It's about making $1 million off of that NFT. If it's, shilling yourself, if it's shilling your friends, if it's putting a QR code, you can pause this video at any time. I'll get the rendering in here so it looks good, and scanning the QR code on this I'm a DGen's chest, so then it can bring you right to a website to get an avatar XYZ. And right now the camera's not looking too silly, so right there. AP, I know that you've been dragged through some of this in the sense of educational process, but these are friends that I've had on the show before, and it's charting the course of success in the space, because you know what? They're still around. They're still doing it. They still have people interested in the technology that they're providing for others.
No, 1,000%. I think, yeah, it's something that I want to dive into more as well. I think, there's always those innovators in this space that kind of start off the trends. And I think that as Craniums was doing, like in terms of like creating a platform for their holders, I think is really interesting. That's something that I know VeeFriends, like another big project, is also doing. Like, people are really thinking about, how can I make holders feel special, and how can I create more trust, or trustlessness in this space? Like, how can I make sure that the person I'm talking to is a holder of this, and I can establish a relationship with them that is long lasting? Like, even like with Miguel's project, I mean, it's fascinating. It's like one of those, like, first of all, I love the colors of everything. Is like, I just like the idea of like also the kind of the preview before the project, like you get to see the frames. Like I think everything really, there's really good dynamics as an NFT, especially if you can, like he said, he kind of has two separate things. You have the art, you have the final product, you have the Web 2 kind of it all, the original film, and then you have a community, and you have holders, and you have people who you want to be accountable to. Like, there's really, really good dynamics that exist in the space that NFTs bring about, but it's all about kind of how you put the mix, like how you mix it all together. So it's cool to see like such success early on, especially, and it's fun to be friends with people who are friends with such amazing artists. So I'm just along for the ride, as you mentioned, Nova.
I really liked how you had like the frames, like you said, AP, like how it has like the director talking with the actors and actresses, and it shows how like they're setting up like the behind the scenes. It's almost like documenting the movie, behind it, like, and it does take an extra step to it, but it also shows how things are made. I love to see how things are made. Like, look at this. Like in a normal thing, like someone's just like, oh, she's normally just walking. You're just getting a shot of her, whatever, entering a room. But like, look what it takes to actually freaking do that. You have a grip. I don't even know if I'm saying any of these things right, so excuse my ignorance. You got like a grip. You have someone like on the hand truck moving it. You have director or film person actually shooting it. You have the actress there, and like, this is not like normally walking. She's like walking on tracks, so she actually has to watch her step. Her vantage point where she's looking at is looking up. Then look, you have the lights. You have organic light. You have synthetic light added into this, and it adds to the whole story. Like, it's just not like picking up your iPhone and just like having at it. It's a lot more than that, and it shows a lot more than that as well. And
Novo, yeah, just to jump in, like the last point is like, I think that is the utility at the end of the day, like at the fundamental level that everybody wants. The reason people are buying NFTs is not always for the final product. Like, it's not for the final thing. It's actually for the window into the product before it's finalized. And you can see like Bored Ape is doing stuff like that, where you have this final other side deliverable that's like the biggest thing in NFTs, right? It's supposed to be like the biggest metaverse, like definitive project. But before you do that, you have all these people come together and can collaborate and can help test and can help talk about it and can tell Yuga the types of things that they want to incorporate in the space. Like, that's kind of where I'm getting at, is like the utility is not just the final product, it's everything leading up to it and the insights you can get and the direction you can push for as a holder, as someone who can have ownership of the final. So anyways, I think that was a beautiful thing you said, Novo. So I just wanted to double tap.
We're going to go from one beautiful thing to the next beautiful thing we can do. If you don't know what a live minting is, it's actually when you buy something live action. As you can see, almost everything is sold out here across the board. I like to attach my names to things, and that's come out there and be part of it. I have a good friend in this space, Avery Piper, and we'll pull his face up in here as well. So this is going to be twofolds, Miguel. One for myself and one for AP. He can enter in and whatever name he wants to enter in. And I would just love to be any part of this community as I can to help out, like I have been in here from the beginning to help out. Let's see, gotta make sure my wallet's here, and to help the cause. And with helping that cause, it's being part of the community. So I'm going into the page right here. You can go to the mint, go up there, putting in the quantity of 2. I'm going to go to mint. It's giving me a minute. I might have to do this offline so I can actually get my MetaMask wallet logged in here without actually retyping it, because I reset my computer tomorrow. But the live minting will come through. You can go to the mint. You can connect your wallet right up there as well if you want to. Let's see if I can just plug it in real quick. And you can see the wallet connectivity is right there. Go over to the mint. It's going to ask you if you want to sign in for it. Man, gas is absurdly low right now. So the minting free, and for, I don't know if this is significant money for anyone, but $420. That was $420. 420 is sometimes a lucky number in some people's realms for that. But helping to the cause here. And I expect to find myself with other members of this community at one of these NFT events, watching this, Miguel giving you a hug and a handshake. And then when this thing goes big and goes, I got a little name at the end of it. And it's not about me, it's about us. And Miguel, you're making a name for yourself one at a time here. I mean, some of my best friends are attached to this project as well, with Justin Aversano, Claire Silver. You know, they'll go right on down the line. Stray Bits, we go back way in the day. Noun Style. And, you know, a lot of times I'm not able to help the people who have helped me get here. Avery Piper been one of those individuals in this space in a long time. And as a small token of my appreciation, once this gets minted, I'm going to send it over to his wallet. He can decide what name he wants to put on it, if it's with the 2 and the 4 or anything else. But just trying to help out in this space because he's here making content. He does lots of behind the scenes stuff for me. So AP, thank you. Happy New Year.
Look,
all that
look,
good
they're
stuff.
already minted.
They're minted. Are they good? Are you
Look,
looking through it right
Yeah. Here, wait. I'll show you.
now?
There you go. There is
Man.
one. This one is
Hold on a
very
second.
cool. It's the sex scene.
Oh man, they say sex sells. Oh, I didn't even know exactly what that was, but that looks like the O face if I've ever seen one.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Sorry. I removed it. There you go. Yeah.
Oh,
she's like
yes.
having an orgasm.
Well, you know,
And then
maybe
Good
that
timing.
is that goes into direct correlation. This will be a visual orgasm for you know, buying live minting NFTs. You know, maybe we can and actually with all this, Miguel, to tell you the truth, I'm actually recording this on a system where we actually live mint all of this. So this is all being live minted right now. So like,
oh wow.
if there's ever a documentary we got to use for it, we can mint this and get it out there. Any of this. And here is another cell right there.
Is the other one.
I don't want you to tell me what that scene is. I wanted to be surprised. Like it's opening up like a pack of playing cards for a movie. I remember Batman. I got those back in the day before the movie came out, and you'd see the Joker. You're like, what's going to happen in this movie at this part? So like, I want to see what happens to this part. I had no idea each one of these were just going to be random scenes. This is sweet.
Yeah, but actually, the stills are not from the movie. They're from the original short film, which you cannot go watch right now. It's a 15-minute short film. You can watch it later, and you will see your stills in the short film. It's 15 minutes, and it's on HBO Max or on our website as well. So yeah.
Wait. You're holding out. I mean, all right, go through all that again. Oh, it's just on HBO Max. It's just on our website. What? Get out of here.
Yeah, so
okay, go through all this.
So wait, I'll show you here.
Yo, this is dope.
The movie is based on. Oh wait, am I sharing or not? Yeah.
Not yet. It's all good.
The movie is based on a short film that I made here, and here on the website you can see it. The short film went to a lot of these festivals, and it got picked up by HBO Max for streaming in the US. It's 15 minutes.
I knew that I got picked up. I never knew it got. When did that happen? Like a couple months ago?
Earlier, like I mean, it was a couple of years ago actually, but then it entered the catalog of HBO Max like 6 months ago or something. But but that's the short film. The feature film is still all ours, so we can decide what to do with it still. But yeah, the still frame that you got from the NFTs are from the short film.
Rad.
My friends who are listening right now, if you tuned in late, some of you did. Xavier, thanks for tuning in. Meta Malone, always thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we just live minted. You want to get in on the film making process, you can help by funding and fundraising with us, and you get some accreditation at the end. Most of the mints are sold out. We have the open minting right now, the open edition that's going to probably end here shortly to cap it off before 2020 or around the 2023 film season comes into high gear to get people in the space. Really cool. And if you did tune in late, all this is on YouTube. It's on Twitch. It's on Law of the Saws Twitter handle. It's live up top of this Twitter handle. You can watch it in multiple cities. I'm pretty sure Avery Piper and has that linked into theirs. You can tune in multiple capacities. I'm trying to get my OC logged in so I can see it. It's still going through the process. Let's see. And we are still dancing here in Decentraland. So 23, 69 in Decentraland, dancing, having a good time, broadcasting here. Double V or Law of the Saw. Any questions based around the production of film and the film industry in this Web3 world?
No questions for me. Just fascinating to hear from, what's capable of the CryptoPunk community, and not just that, but the Web3 community. It just goes to show you that if you have an idea and you have, you plan it through, it's a community could be a very powerful thing.
Well, a lot of the stuff I'm thinking of it almost like this is one, the technology that with these AR filters is relatively inexpensive compared to regular animation and even computer drafted animation. And like almost taking Miguel's work to flow of how you sponsor a video, like sponsoring a music video, like how you maybe how Wicked Craniums crowdsource to make the next line of music videos for up and coming bands, for established bands. So then now the people, Megadeth, maybe Metallica wants to get in the game. Maybe, Slipknot, who's already in the ecosystem, they say, hey, you know what? All my Slipknot friends, why don't we come in? Well, X, Y, and Z to crowdfund. And next concert, all you guys are going to be front and center. And we're going to have a live show. We're going to sing this song live all together. And you guys are all going to be front row. And that's the utility you get. And, because people are going to spend a couple extra dollars here and there to get front stage, get side stage, maybe to get on stage. And that access can just turn into, hey, we're going to make content out of it. And it's free.
I'll tell you right now, Crypto Novo, those bands are here and they are making those moves. And one thing that I've been using this filter for a lot for Wicked Craniums is content creation, because as you know, I'm the community manager of Craniums, and lately that's kind of turned into doing a lot of the social media as well. And during this time of building and, bear market, social content is something that is helping us reach new people on new places. And especially with Instagram and stuff like that. So these filters are a really fun way to not only, create content, but to kind of express the character of which you're trying to, portray online. Or for me, I'm simply just me with this on, and I don't have to, it's so much easier to sit down, create a video, get my information across, and look amazing while doing it. I don't have to worry about, oh man, I need to shave, or my hair, I need to go get a haircut. I just look badass all the time.
I thought you shaved, and I thought you just took a little too much off. So like, I thought you looked like Avery Piper here when I last saw you, and then you just shaved and took a little too much off. You got that clean, but it's about us, and it's never about avatars XYZ. Though I'm gonna show ourselves here for a second. It's about us, and it's about making a name for yourself. And when I was able to get you on, like, all right, we did a teaser yesterday. And it probably took us front end to back end 15 minutes, and that's me teaching them how to do it. Same with Varying Viewpoint yesterday. We went on, we try to get things set up in this restreaming service. In 15 minutes, we're done, and we created the content within that time. So not recording it, we're doing it live action, just to see what we can come up with, and getting it out to the community members. And that's how quick it goes, being the community manager from it. And one thing that I got into and I got really excited about is like, I want to get these live concerts going. I can stream it right here in the Novoverse. I can get a movie going on. We do have streaming capabilities. And if it's not in here, we can go in Sandbox. We can go in Somnium Space. We can go in On Cyber. We just did Spatial. So it's about promoting all of them. Yeah, I would love people to come in Decentraland and buy my wearables and send me to the moon. But right now, I just want foot traffic, and I want cool things in there. And I saw a lot of cool things today in a lot of capacities. I'm going to show off a couple cool things here. Avery Piper, I know you're a shoe person. Dude, don't tell anyone. And my wife is upstairs. She could probably hear what I'm saying. But I did it, dude. I just went ahead. I aped in. I got the Space Shatter, Crypto Kicks,
Let's go.
From Artifact.
Let's go.
I figured
those are the craziest ones too. I love it.
And usually none of this is financial advice, whatever I say, because I am an anonymous person behind a clown nose and an AR filter. But I actually took some of your advice, AP, as historical reference within hierarchies within things. Shoes sell, Nike sells, Artifact sells. For me to dump almost 0.8 ETH into a pair of shoes is absurdly ridiculous. But it was absurdly ridiculous when I forged my CryptoPunk shoes from the get-go. And those things were about $3,000. And my wife almost threw me out of the house for that. But in return, those CryptoPunk shoes came back with 3 artifacts, one of which was I sold for 45 Ethereum when Ethereum was 3 G's a piece. So these shoes have added utility in the sense that they're going to be like walk to earn. So
Totally.
they actually might be paying me to actually walk in these shoes. And they might pay those dividends to the fact of you walk so much, these shoes might pay for themselves. If not, I know a great person who can sell shoes. So, Avery Piper, anything you can make me out of these shoes, we'll split 50-50. How does that sound?
That sounds more than generous, Novo. You've been
But
extremely
here's the
generous.
caveat.
Yeah, what is it?
I get the final say so if I'm going to sell these because you know how I am.
You can
IRL.
hold them. I think Novo, like it's a historical artifact. Like I think and no pun intended, they are certainly Nike technology, and Nike's experimented, but like this is kind of the first of its kind when it comes to where to earn and also just being an artifact metaverse comparable and interoperable shoe. So dude, I'm super excited for you, and regardless of what happens, I know if you hold for a long time, it's not going to be an issue. I think they'll always be worth something. They won't go to zero.
Yep.
We know that.
Even the documentary, maybe we document the travel of these shoes. We get IM6 to make a Crypto Kicks IRL shoe, and to see where these shoes journey, what stages they go.
I think we'll see content creators using these shoes as a form of content creation in the future as well. I could totally see some like a young famous TikToker doing a TikTok like, hey, do you want to make do you want Nike artifacts like mine? Like, here's how to do it, showing people how to use this technology. I think Artifact's so cool. Really interested in everything going on over there myself.
I view it as I'm going to be walking down a red carpet to Miguel's featured film going to South by Southwest. And it's just going to be something where I can just go there and people are like, hey, Crypto Novo, this and that, and other thing. You know what happens actually with me when I go to IRL events? I get more people taking pictures of my shoes. I get more hearts and likes and retweets from the actual shoes than actually like Crypto Novo. I hate to say, but it just shows like where it is. And here it is at the World of Women, Brazilian Fiona Abdul. And there it is, a low shot of my CryptoPunk kicks right there, showing it on the catwalk. And I imagine doing something like this on the way to a major film at a major film fest with all my friends that are within the Miguel's film here. And super awesome, super sweet. Any questions, thoughts, concerns from anyone here on this panel, towards anyone on the panel as well?
I was going to say, you mentioned earlier 311's one of your favorite bands growing up. They are on the 5B roster, so we got to get you to a 311 show sometime next year. I heard they announced a new tour.
Well, here's the whole thing with it. All right. I don't know what I do and don't want to say. Well, whatever. I could say whatever the hell I want, right? I guess I can't get in trouble for anything because I'm anonymous. So, I don't want to say I'm in with the band, but being at so many shows for so long, they start knowing who you are. So one of my friends, his name is actually Doc 311. He's been to close to 100, 150 shows. In the late 2000s, someone from our high school was the person in charge of all the lights for the live show. So it's just like, hey, come anywhere. You can just hop backstage with us. We're polite. We don't we're not fanboys and fangirls. We're like, we need an autograph. We just chill. We wait for them to come to us, click a pic, get awesome seats for the show, et cetera, et cetera. Well, we lined in with them about getting their poster art is a huge thing for their fan base. And they have organic artists make posters. And it's been a huge trading thing, huge way of making money in commerce for artists. And 311 just says, do whatever, as long as we approve it, you can just go ahead and sell it. But they have to have their approval process. Well, we wanted to get these artists in the NFT space saying, hey, whatever you have, either newly created or post-created, let's turn it into an NFT. And then we'll make a digital twin of everything. Fast forward. Well, 311 was going to not tour anymore. One of their band members, bad shoulder, up in age, whatever. And they were thinking about stop touring. So then I'm like, well, this might be the last chance at it. They have a 311 boat tour, or not boat tour, 311 cruise every other year. And we're like, this might be the last chance. And I pitched them idea of using Bored Ape Yacht Club and Ape Coins and mixing it in with a concert tour on a boat. And it got some traction, it got some meeting, but then they put things on pause because they didn't know if they were going to continue touring. But let's just say there are things in the works that could possibly work out now, because the last 3 weeks they entered the new concert, and pretty much what happened is Peanut, their bass player, just realized like the crowd is still out there. They've been doing this for 30 plus years, and he's doing it for the fans, and he's just bringing his family along for the ride because he wanted to be a family man. So like,
Let's go.
with that, Law of the Sea, my goal, you can I actually have it saved somewhere. AP, I should show you this because it definitely has historical reference. Before Web3 took off, pretty much the day after I bought my CryptoPunk, I made a pitch deck. And that pitch deck was pretty much a YouTube video that's private. It's not public knowledge. I maybe can make it public, but there's a lot of friends who are famous that I use their real names in. And I pitched making physical goods out of my CryptoPunk before anyone. I pitched getting 311, the band, making posters and playing live streams in the metaverse because I had Decentraland at the time. And all these things are ideas that were 2+ years old, you know, and they're things that could still come to fruition and still come through, and I'm still striving for. So keep the dream alive, keep the hopes alive. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. I know from experience. I've had a rough go at it these last 2 weeks, but you know what I do have? I have awesome friends that take care of me. From Miguel looping in from his project in the beginning, giving me that content and providing that content for me, which I loved and I liked all the time. From Varying Viewpoint, you know, just always being there, being a consistent member of not only the Wicked Cranium, but just, man, you are always giving me the GMs, the cup of coffees, always being there for me. It's the little things that add up, you know, and there are days where people don't like and retweet things that I put out. That's cool. That's fine. But you're always there. Law of the Sea, I know what you're doing. Community managers, it's a tough job, man. It's tough because there's so many people that you want to help and be part of. And where Wicked Craniums have started and to where they're at now is because of strong community managers like yourself and other people who have stepped up to the task of giving you the wants that they want out of the community. And now you have a formatted, unique situation where you're actually helping people. Yeah, band members, and you're helping fans that want to get in there. Here's one thing. I'm gonna go on a soapbox right now. Let me get me on the big screen here. I'm pissed off at what happened with Taylor Swift. My niece did everything in her capacity to get Taylor Swift tickets. She bought all the extra CDs. She has a stack of a dozen of them that said, oh, you're going to have extra access every CD you have. She bought the records, the vinyls to give her extra access. She's 16. She got the credit card that says, oh, you're going to have extra access, blah, blah, this, and have my sister write off on that extra access on that credit card, all to waste hours and hours of time saying, guess what? You can't even buy a ticket, even if you had money, which she doesn't. None of us do. But that is garbage, and that is not treating their fans properly. And all that, my friends, can be solved with blockchain technology. Each one of those use cases could be linked to someone's wallet, giving them one in, one out access to all of that. We've seen it with Token Proof. We've seen it with Mint Pass. We've seen it with tons of things in the Web3 space. And the best part about it, it's all on chain. So you can see where these things are going. Shame on Ticketmaster and Taylor Swift, because you know what happens is a lot of those tickets are pre-sold to people who got to make money. And why not? If I can make money off a ticket, I'm a ticket broker. I'm going to do what I can do to do that. That's their prerogative. But those are pre-existing terms and conditions that aren't helping their fans, bottom line. And all those fans that aren't going to be able to get in there, well, they're not going to be spending their money. You've seen in Major League Baseball, the baseball leagues, the baseball stadiums that make the most money are the ones that give their product away almost for free. The baseball stadiums that are still selling their hot dogs, maybe not for $1, but $2 or $3, are making more money in stadium than the baseball stadiums that are selling them for $5, $6, $10. They're making more money off of giving sodas away and soft drinks away for free than selling them. Why? Because people spend their money on other things like team apparel, like the jerseys that the kids are going to wear to school, like people taking selfies and interactions. So there is research behind that. And unfortunately, people that are money grabbing in the Web2 world, they're going to get washed out because there's not time for that. And money is going to rule it at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, the people that want the money are the people providing the goods and services, content providers, the athletes, the musicians, the filmmakers, the people on the street making content, you know, boots, literally shoes and boots on the ground. So with that all being said, there is going to be a systematic change. I've seen it because my niece doesn't want to deal with that garbage. And as soon as she can figure out how Taylor Swift gets the token proof, believe me, she's going to mint that world of women that gives her access to these types of events, because that's what it is. It's about access in this world. I appreciate my friends for giving me access into their worlds, in their minds on this Saturday. We're going to come back on Wednesday. We have, what is it called? Discover Bubble NFT, who actually pulls in all your information from all your Discords and pretty much just says, hey, Wicked Craniums is having a live broadcast on in the Novoverse. Join it. Hey, 2 and 4 is talking shoes on this street corner. Come out there with your kicks. Varying Viewpoint's going to be live from Canada today. And it just gives you all that information straight up. I know Miguel had a bounce. This is an international show like it is on these Saturdays. But we're going to take next Saturday off because that will be Christmas Eve. Maybe we'll come on and just jam a little bit because I always have a little bit of time. But Law of the Saw, maybe we schedule just, you guys can schedule your own thing. I have the broadcasting capabilities. We can get you guys in here in the Novoverse whenever you guys need to. Get those bands in here. Get your community members in here. And maybe me, you, and Avery Piper, we talk about how we can possibly set up the ticketing system within your Discord, so then other people have the option to get Wicked Cranium's Avatar XYZ filters.
Absolutely. Always happy to talk with you guys.
Awesome. And, you know, maybe we set up a cadence. So maybe you pull in a Wicked Cranium weekly that can talk some alpha in the game, give us the weekly review of what's going on. Maybe like a 15-minute shout outs. You know, we can do cool stuff like that. Looks like Avery Piper lost his internet there.
Well, as you know, Novo, I work with a lot of communities, so I do a lot of fun stuff throughout Web3. Let's definitely stay in touch.
Awesome. AP is my point person. He helps me stay organized. So that gift is a gift actually from the Novoverse, not from me. So that is from the Novoverse to him. Bear Brains, thanks for tuning in, man. I got your DM yesterday. Things are going. They're going well. Things can always be better. But you know what? I got it pretty good, my friend. I see all the hard work you're doing in there. I love the spray paint stuff that you're doing with all the Bear Brain stuff. 365 days, my friend Bear Brains has been plugging away at his GMs, and I'm going to go there right now and give him a good GM. And actually, that might be my retweet for my GMs for today. But for that, I'm rambling a little bit because I do have friends in the space that I like to showcase and show off. But just like any people in the space for an uber long time, going full go every single day, 300 days a year, making illustrations. Oh, that's pretty cool right there. And there it is from 3 hours ago, Nate Bear. Day 351. He's been making art for 351 days in a row and I'm not even going to do a GM this. Actually, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to quote tweet you, my friend. That's what you get. And I'm going to do it with my signature GM, aliens, apes, and zombies. Bang, bang, bang. Retweet. And I'm just going to put a down arrow here. Keep it nice. Retweet and heart. Spreading the love like we can do in this space. That's it. I feel like I need some like heavy metal going on. I just don't have anything up right now. So I'm sorry if I don't. We'll tweet that out there. Get that out into the world. I guess we'll go back to I Am 6 again with the Novoverse song that I added to a YouTube video that is on Twitter, it's on Twitch, it's on TikTok, actually, and all these things. And we'll just play this one here because hopefully sound will come out. All my friends, aliens, zombies, stay positive and love life. Peace. Let's see if that comes in. AP, can you hear that or not? Go on, slow. I got too many things. Wow, let's see if we can hear
I'm ready for it. Let's do it. We in the Novo verse. In the Novo verse. It's the Novo verse. Let's go, crew. Come on, boys.
it. Comes the crew. Bring the crew.
We are in the Novo verse.
That's Mazna, the yellow shirt. 80s street artist OG. Seb Otto, head of MasterCard Web3. We got a Toad in there. Toad community. Portable VR. And that's Beskar all the way there. He's responsible for making these AR filters. We did the 48 Hour Film Festival. That's my boy right there. That being said, stay positive. Love life. Peace. Thanks for the opportunity, my friends. Couple buttons to log off. Couple of these, couple of those. Exit there. Exit this. Thanks, Six. Thanks for listening, everyone.